It's fly table day to day, and flying tables is dangerous work. It is dangerous because the work of the tower crane takes place in a polar coordinate system, but the building sits on the rectangular coordinate system grid. The fly table is the piece of prefabricated scaffolding unit on top of which the builders pour concrete, with some edge form being built so it doesn't run off at the edges, and these fly tables are being joined. The last one is just being moved, inched forward from the building as it's rigged up to the crane there, and as you can see, the table coming forward. It's finicky work, and sometimes just like that it moves suddenly a whole lot, and I can explain it on the desk with a little bit of drawing here that I made, why the fly table bangs into the columns and walls quite frequently, and why it cannot be controlled with surgical precision. As it is, it's pretty finely controlled already as is, even with the amounts of jerks or surges that it makes. So the rest of the fly tables were removed from there, and then just the stripped off concrete stays behind nice and clean. So let's do some polar coordinates. You can see the fly table sways in the wind quite a bit, with multiple pinch points all around it. So the work of the tower crane takes place around a polar coordinate system. The center point of this polar coordinate system would be the center point of the crane's rotation, where the crane mast, this upright part, is. From this center point thereabouts, where my finger kind of points, is the crane's boom, moves along a radius of the circle. Alright, and any load that's being moved, it moves along the radius, either closer to the center of rotation or further away from the center of rotation. On the building, you have a rectangular coordinate system that just has grid lines A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, typically lettered and numbered, and the grid lines are starting from the edge of the building to the first line of posts, the second line of posts, the third lines of posts, and same on the other side of the building. From post to post to post, that's how they continue. Then the building, the apartments in this condo or office space, whatever is being built, the units are being built with curtain walls between the structural columns. So I'll show you what happens to the polar coordinate is, this is what I have in mind. That would be the center point of the tower crane. That's the boom on the tower crane, and it can rotate, and it can move a load, say the fly table, that eraser is the fly table. It can move it back and forth along that radius, because the boom in the tower crane is positioned radially, and so the load moves radially. And on the building, this is what we have. The buildings have a square grid, like so, ABC 1, 2, 3, and it has columns and walls and whatnot in it. It's not a blueprint, alright? Just work with the idea here. And if you have a fly table, say one fly table might be positioned there, another one there, another one there, and carpenters would need to join the tables and the panels with plywood and locate the position of the exact columns and walls. So if you want to move this fly table out from this position, it's very simple, you just move it forward. Yeah, but when you overlay it with the polar coordinates, it doesn't quite move that way now. I know I don't have oops, I know I don't have the crane's circle big enough, but just work with me here, okay? Let's pretend that the crane's point of center point is located there. So if you want to move this fly table along that radius, come on in closer a little bit. There, this is what the crane operator needs to do. Let me see. Oh yeah, you can kind of see both sides of the eraser there, somewhere there. Okay, so it's not gonna move this way. It only moves along the radius, you see. So the crane operator would need to, other than lift and lower the load, would need to pick it up here, would need to move it along just that much, turn the crane, the load will turn a little bit with it as well, inch it out a little bit this way, turn it a little bit, inch it out along the boom, turn it a little bit, inch it out along the boom, turn it a little bit. You see where it's going? That's the only way. The load only moves along the boom, and to avoid the posts and columns, it's really difficult. Okay, so a little bit of turn, a little bit of inching out, and it's always moving radially. Alright, that would be the idea. So the crane operator is not crushing you and is not banging these forms purposefully on the walls and the posts. That's just how the cranes work, okay?